Hey, Jason here. In this video, we will be looking at the SWOT analysis for GoPro. A SWOT analysis is a quick and structured way to dig into the internal and external effectors of a company. Its usefulness lies in the clean division between these two groupings, and then in the natural flow between analysis and strategy formulation. In our SWOT for GoPro, we will be discussing the most significant factors as identified in our internal and external factor analyses.
GoPro's economic outlook can be predicted through an understanding of their current SWOT analysis. While they have a limited number of true strengths, they are also not weak in many areas due to the intense focus of their product offerings. The true factors that will have the greatest impact on their future are external to GoPro, their opportunities to expand revenue streams, and the threats that could endanger their primary sources of income. GoPro's primary strength is their brand equity due to their uniquely effective advertising and the consistent production of high-quality and easy-to-use products. This equity has been further capitalized on through the implementation of the GoPro ecosystem of cameras, accessories, and software offerings. They hold a market share of greater than 21% in digital cameras and camcorders that has risen steadily over the past years, and their flagship products are many of the top selling in the industry. A secondary, less significant strength is their willingness to allow retailers to sharply discount previous models to allow for clearing shelves for the new and improved cameras. At the same time, even those discounted prices are still uncompetitive with some budget alternatives. GoPro has recently struggled to provide sufficiently differentiated cameras due to increasing R&D complexity and globalized access to few large suppliers that serve as key components in many of the action camera choices in today's market. These problems are compounded into their other significant weaknesses. One is their limited product mix compared to competitors, which could cause problems if the action camera industry becomes commoditized and the brand equity that GoPro has built ceases to affect purchase decisions. The other is that despite increased complexity for development, the market has dictated the release of new models annually, which may result in GoPro's incapacity to provide truly innovative features with every launch. When our analysis is zoomed out to an industry and global perspective, there are clearly openings into which GoPro can grow if they are proactive, and some potential changes that can make business more difficult if they aren't careful. Most opportunities are founded in emerging trends that match their business model and objectives. Two such trends are technological in nature: the enhancement of AI-enabled devices and the normalization of VR content and distribution styles. GoPro uses artificial intelligence to allow users to input basic commands through touch or voice and leave the rest to the computer. This results in simplified interfaces, improved user experiences, and better videos being produced with no extra effort on the user's side. Similarly, GoPro's Fusion camera is their first foray into the VR market with 360-degree video capture capabilities. This camera has performed very well, claiming 48% of the 360 video market in its first year, but they are relying on the development of proper distribution channels for VR content to give the footage from Fusion cameras a true use. This success could also be attributable to the growth of the global economy, which has gifted many with the extra disposable income to spend on the purchase of a cool new action camera and other discretionary buying such as diverse accessories. Finally, The socio-cultural importance for law enforcement personnel to document their activity has given rise to a need for reliable body cameras and car dashboard cameras. Some vendors already utilize remarketed GoPro cameras for these purposes, and GoPro should consider this market segment going forward. Unfortunately, the global economy isn't as perfect as rose-colored glasses make it appear. As previously noted, the risk of undergoing exponentially more expensive research or facing commoditization is very real in the industry. A different threat is from an economic perspective. The Chinese market has always been very strong, and much industrial and technological production occurred there. However, recent growth of the Chinese economy has slowed, and the United States has instated some tariffs on goods imported from China, which GoPro has plans to avoid via the movement of production of US-bound cameras to other Asian nations. There are also some nations with restricted access to social media, a major outlet for GoPro's lifestyle marketing. Now that we understand these factors, let's talk briefly about a wide range of strategies that we could rationally suggest based on the combination of any two groupings. The four groups are strength opportunity, strength threat, weakness opportunity, and weakness threat. For each grouping, we have chosen 3 or 4 potential strategies, and we will be highlighting which factors inspired each line of thinking. Strategizing through employing strengths to maximize opportunities is the most readily apparent style. These are often the most viable strategies, but do not necessarily ensure the best possible results. Our first method in this vein is to seek out contracts with police departments, militaries, and other government agencies that need high-quality action cameras to use as body cams and dash cams. Another avenue in this would be to talk to insurance companies about private and business dash cams as well. Second, GoPro could focus their development on artificial intelligence. They currently use it for voice commands and image stabilization, but its uses are boundless when applied properly and could drastically improve video quality and user experience. Third, GoPro's marketing team should acquire user-generated 360-degree content for innovative VR ads as the market for these products increases. This would give them a way to display the true power of the Fusion camera and to craft an immersive story for viewers. The next most intuitive approach is using strengths to avoid potential threats to the business. An example of this type of strategy would be increasing their ad spending to leverage their brand equity and marketing talents to differentiate the product apart from technologically as the gap between competitors shrinks. They could also reduce the frequency of product launches, opting away from industry standards to ensure that they are truly valuing their mantra to give users the best cameras and technology to capture their moments in the best possible way. Finally, they should continue their current marketing tactics and expand into appropriate channels to comply and manage restrictive global media regulations and guidelines. Because it isn't common to build a strategy based on weaknesses, these are usually under-researched and quickly cast aside in favor of leverageable strengths. Because weakness-centric strategies are often overlooked, they also have high potential returns when a business can catch their competitors off guard. In GoPro's case, they could invest heavily into R&D for recent trends such as applications for AR and VR that are central to action cameras. Other more diversified competitors would not want to invest into such a long-term project for such a small portion of their overall revenue. GoPro should also maintain their current pricing strategies and wait for the global economy growth to build their interested consumer base. Competitors that try to retroactively raise prices to gain margin will immediately paint GoPro as a hero for the people through their consistent pricing over the years. A final approach in this category would be to strongly pursue VR and 360 video camera patents to continue their success in this product category wherein the Fusion has performed so well. The final recipe of strategy formulation requires truly innovative plans to combine weaknesses and threats to increase profits. These are very much the high-risk, high-reward options. In our first scenario, GoPro should use more lifestyle marketing and advertising campaigns to maintain media attention between product releases, especially if those become less frequent. They could also explore offering customization options to consumers, such as personalized camera skins and accessories, to get users interested in the brand because it helps them show their true self. As GoPro is marketing, they have always focused on benefits and features and never emphasized costs. This is important for them as they attempt to differentiate their product without strictly admitting to their higher than industry standard prices. Finally, and most drastically, GoPro could consider a partnership or buyout by a larger, more diversified company with a stronger brand. This could afford GoPro opportunities that they had not otherwise considered, such as increased budgets, reduced product category risk, and access to exclusive supply chain options.